Hi everybody. For this week's Tech in 10, we are going to look at using the built-in screen capture camera tool in Smart Notebook to turn lessons you probably would normally print and use scissors and glue for to make them interactive on the Smartboard itself. Okay. First thing I have open is my Smart Notebook, but I also have open a file over here. This is from Teachers Pay Teachers. It's a free file I found for purposes of this 10-minute tutorial. And what I want to do is get this to my Smart Notebook, and I want to make it interactive. Okay, so you see there's a worksheet, and you see there's choices that you traditionally would use cut and paste for. I'm going to click on this camera tool right here, and it's going to open a little menu that looks like this. I want to take a screenshot of this, and I want to take a screenshot of my pieces to make it interactive. I'm going to use this camera tool for it. If you're used to taking screenshots with your Mac using Command-Shift-4, it's the same principle, except this is going to allow you to put the images right inside your notebook file and have them ready for use immediately. I'm going to select this one right here, which is going to allow me to capture this rectangular area by clicking and dragging. You're going to hear a camera noise when I release. It asks me, do you want to send this to your current page in Smart Notebook? Yes, I do. Now, when I go back to my page, here is what I just took a screenshot of, the worksheet. Okay. I want to click the arrow, which is my menu for my object, because this worksheet's now an object, and I want to lock it in place, kind of like we did with the other tutorials with objects. So now this can't be dragged out of the way by accident. So my file worksheet is right here. Now here are the choices. Okay, and you can do this in one of several ways. This is how I'm going to do it. I am going to take first a screenshot of all of the choices. Same thing, add that to my current page. I'm going to put it right down there. I would spend more time making this more aligned and nicer looking if I was taking more time. But now I want to take individual pictures of each of these to make these movable. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do 6 quick screenshots. Each time I'm going to select send it to my current page. You'll notice that you can't see it because it's behind this window, but they're going to my page on the Smart Notebook file. And if you go here, there they are. I'm going to drag each of those on top of the existing menu. I'll go do that quick. I'm going to lock the background image in place. That way it doesn't get moved accidentally. So now I took a screenshot using the notebook screen capture of the worksheet and of the choices. Now if you go to your notebook page, you have movable choices that the students can then come up, select, and do. So you just changed this print activity from Teachers Pay Teachers to an interactive movable Smartboard file using the screen capture tool within Smart Notebook. I'm going to delete this and I want to now go to another activity. Let's delete all that. Another Teachers Pay Teachers activity just to show it one more time. So this is my, let's see, hot and cold weather sorting activity. Okay, same principle here. All you need to do is get your screen capture tool. I think this one I'm going to minimize a little bit using the minus button. I'm going to try to capture the whole thing. Again, it's going to ask me, do I want to add that to my page? Yes, I do. And there it is right there. Really nice looking. Sometimes you see really nice looking Smartboard activities. This is all they're doing sometimes, is just doing the screenshot. Again, that's going to be locked in place. I don't want it to move accidentally. And now over here, just like I did, I can capture each individual picture, take the whole thing. I can do it however I want to for purposes of the sorting activity. I want to go down here, however, and I want to capture the pictures in color. Now, the nice thing about this is they're big. However, we're just going to do 2. Once you go back to your notebook file, you can make these whatever size you want. And the students can then sort just like that. So again, same principle. I took the screenshot of my page. I took screenshots of the individual things that I want to move on the page. And then anything you put on the page is just an object. So that object can thus be made larger or smaller. You could add links and sounds to it. You can do anything you want to it. And you could put it right there. So that's how to make an interactive activity using something that's static or printable that you find on Teachers Pay Teachers or any one of our curriculum websites, News to You, Unique Learning, Reading A to Z, any of those sites as well that don't have current interactive activities. You can make them interactive by doing that. Before we wrap this up, I want to take this to one more level here using a couple of the tools we learned in the last webinar with the Activity Builder feature. Okay, so I want to now create a more interactive activity using Activity Builder. I think we'll stay right with this activity just for purposes of this. Now, this is the part when you're using Activity Builder that you have to be careful of. I want to sort into 2 categories, but I have to identify them both separately. So I need to make 2 separate objects now. So I want to make hot weather one of them, and I want to make cold weather the next one. So there's my 2. Again, I'm not going to take time to make this super pretty, but just to give you an idea, I don't want to copy the entire thing as one image, because when I do my Activity Builder, it won't allow me to separate which is which. So I need a hot separate from cold for Activity Builder. When you did it before, it wasn't really performance. You weren't checking your performance, so it could be either or. This is Activity Builder, so you want them separate. All right, so there's my 2 categories. Just going to do this quick because I want to just do the actual, get to the actual lesson. I'll take the hat. I'll take one of the cold weather or one of the warm weather ones, the sandals. So now I have my, very rough obviously, but my stuff on my page, so now I can make my Activity Builder lesson with it. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Activity Builder. Just like you do on before, I want to select where I'm going to drag and drop things. I want to take these pictures and make this correct. You wear a hat? Nope, that's going to go in cold, so we want hot weather to reject that, and you want sandals to be accepted by hot weather. Again, we're making the correct answers here. You can go to settings. I think this time, instead of having it fade out, I want it to stick, maybe spin or snap to the center. Let's do spin. I don't want it to fade out in this case because I want them to see the correct answers. When it's wrong, I want it to bounce back, okay? So let's now go to cold weather and edit that one. Hat would be accepted, sandals would be rejected. Go to my settings. I want it to spin and bounce back. So if this was done correctly, which I believe it was, we can now click on the page and we can try our activity. You'll notice that it did exactly what I set it to do in the activity over here. Now, this took what we just did to another level and made it more interactive. So we started with the taking the whole thing and just dragging without, teacher more would say if it's right or wrong. This is now using Activity Builder. Remember, since they're 2 separate sections, you need to take 2 separate screenshots to identify and select the correct answers. You could also take this to the even further level, and you could use your pictures inside one of the lesson activity builders, labs up here, I should say. The Smart Lab activities up here. That's another option as well. So this quick 10-minute tech looked at using static or printable activities in the screen capture tool within Smart Notebook to make them interactive in Smart Notebook file. When you take the screenshots, they go right onto your page, so you don't have to go outside and drag images in. You still could use Command-Shift-4 to take pictures of things to save to your desktop to import them into your lesson labs up here. Remember, along with the area capture, you could also use a freehand capture if something wasn't as nice in a square, if it was more something like this and you wanted just to get the middle of it. So that's an option there too. But again, this looked at how to create an interactive activity in Smart Notebook from a static or print copy from something like Teachers Pay Teachers or one of the curriculum that we have. I hope you enjoyed this, hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching.